Have you up next? Yes. We're going to get you all set. Do you want to hold your microphone or do you want it in the stand? Okay. Jared. Thank you. Do you remember Mad TV? And there was the lady who was really 10, and she was like, "Oh, pool boy." Yeah, I feel like that sometimes when I talk to men. Like when I'm like, "Pool boy." Yeah. The pool boys with no pool. Hot to not in the woods though. That would really be a trap, because I would be like, maybe. Like, okay, if you said there's a dick in the woods, and you told, like if it was a dick I knew and liked. I have to think about it. Gloria. I'm going to read Gloria. Gloria is the only one who sent me things to read for her. Gloria was like, "I don't want any of your jokes." No, I'm kidding. Gloria Jackson-Nefertiti, she, her, is a presenter, panelist, podcast guest, Seattle-based published author, and late diagnosed autistic adult since May 2019, 6 months before turning 63. Her upcoming memoir is called A Different Drum, a Black autistic, polyamorous, mentally ill, former fundamentalist Christian / cult member and breast cancer survivor who just wants to fit in. Gloria's publisher said, "I don't know if that's going to fit on the cover, but we will try." Give it up for Gloria.
All right, thank you. All right, so I'm going to read an excerpt from the memoir. In 2019, 6 months before turning 63, it was confirmed that I'm autistic. I was different from everyone else without knowing why. In grade school, high school, and college, classmates would frequently ask me, "Why do you act the way you do? Why do you act so weird? Why do you act so corny?" I was born and raised in Gulfport, Mississippi, in a predominantly black area, but being black wasn't enough to allow me to fit in with everybody else. Classmates would comment on the way I talked, telling me that I sounded white or talked proper. I've read more than once that autistic children sounded like little professors when they talked. Their speech sounded formal and stilted. And no matter what I'd say, everyone would be quiet for a few seconds, then they would look at each other and burst out laughing. It still happened when we moved to Portland, Oregon when I was 15. The Portland kids would still comment on the way I talked, but since they knew I was from the Deep South, somebody would invariably say, "She sounds like Gomer Pyle."
I get that joke.
You had to be a certain age. Well, let's see. Since I grew up in a deeply religious and church-going yet hypocritical family, I joined a campus ministry at Portland State University that I later learned was a cult. I thought, what on earth have I gotten myself into? For starters, I was the only black person in the group, as well as the only black person the people in the group had ever known. I mean, maybe a couple of them had seen a black person at their high school who also happened to be the only black person there. On Wednesdays at noon, we would hold an evangelistic type event called Sing and Share, or S&S, where I'd play the guitar with a guy named Brad, and we'd lead the group in singing Christian songs. In between songs, people would share what God had done for them that week. One day, a black man came to the S&S. As soon as Dodd, the main staff person, saw this black man come in, he, Dodd, and some of the other guys in the group called out, "Gloria!" They feverishly started looking for me so I could meet this man. When they introduced me to him, all they knew was that he was a black man and presumably a Christian. But the way they introduced me made it obvious they were setting me up so I could finally have someone to date. They didn't believe in interracial relationships. So, I'm pretty sure the man was looking for fellowship with other believers, but instead he was greeted by a dating service. Needless to say, he never returned. At the time, I wish I had whispered to him, "We're the only black people they know." I'm sure he would have nodded in recognition. Thank you.
I knew I could count on Gloria to keep it right to 3 minutes. Gloria follows instructions. Mason's like, yes. Mason approved. Mason approved. Next up, we have Larry joining us to do a little magic. Don't play it yet. Wait till he gets here and then we'll start it. When I walk away, you can play it. Okay. He's not even over here yet. You ready? You don't need the mic? You need